at that 4. So, Tom, you wrote 4 books of this, but of course you particularly want to highlight on these 2 and tell us a little bit about these 2 books that you have in your hands.
These are the most recent. The background of my books is I have a fictional character named Thomas T. Thomas who moves up north for retirement and accidentally becomes sheriff when the incumbent is found murdered. That follows down through to these books. And when I got about to this point, this was my 4th, I found there's a man in California named Thomas T. Thomas who owns a winery, and we communicated, and he couldn't send me wine, but he sent me this fabulous modern art, which he does for the cover of the book.
That's so funny. Okay.
Really cool.
Yeah, this is so fun. So the follow-up then, when book number 5 came along, along the way I had reconnected with a high school classmate when I was helping find our classmates for a reunion. Turns out she's a big-time Las Vegas artist, and she asked if she could do a cover for me for this book. So each of these books has fun covers from just following along. You know, the fun never ends.
There's some cool connections that you've made. So I'm curious, you know, what inspired you to start writing after a long career?
Well, as I said, I did a number of nonfiction books on railroad history because I'm a railroad historian. But this, I think, we've talked about this in the writers group. I think writers write to share something, whether it be their poetry or whatever they're sharing. And I wanted to share a lot of the fun things from my career as an FBI agent. I figured out how to take real crime plots of cases I solved or situations I was in, and fictionalize them just enough to make a continuous story. So that's basically why I write, is to share these things with other people.
Very good.
So, and then like Dan mentioned, because after a long career you started writing. So if someone is in your position, you know, had a long career but doesn't know where to start to want to write, how would you point them in that direction? How could they start?
Well, I've had other retired agents ask me that question, and I really think that we've been writing all along. When we interview somebody, we have to dictate up a report of that interview, and basically we're already writing. We just don't think about it as such. As you get into it, you learn maybe a little more book structure and how things work, but you know, go back to your high school and college days of putting sentences together correctly and paragraphs and telling a story. And that's just really what it is.
Okay, and I think that perspective will be one of many interesting perspectives at this event, Esther. How did this event come to be?
We started it a couple of years ago, and it was just a couple local authors in the basement, which was awesome, and we loved that. But last year we decided to bring in a keynote speaker and a few more authors, and it's grown ever since. So this is the biggest one yet.
All right, we are out of time. So Esther, one last time, when, where, what's going on?
The local author fair and keynote speech are this Saturday, November 15th. Total run time is 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and that's in the Rylander District Library.
Cool, thank you guys.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for coming and joining us. All right, we'll be right back after this break.